So welcome everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Blair Boone-Migura. I am the founder of the Art Song Preservation Society of New York. And I am delighted to have the singers who have decided to participate today for this masterclass with a master, no less, Mark Markham, pianist and vocal coach. So this is going to be an illuminating journey, I'm sure, for both the singers and our observers, our auditors today, who get the opportunity to hear these wonderful singers as they do their study of the French and German song repertoire with Mark Markham. This is part of a series of master classes and recitals under the project title A Season of Song. So it's 8 months worth of master classes, punctuated by a recital or two. And for the singers who are participating today, I invite you to return for future master classes. You can either email me personally or visit our website to see what other master classes we have coming down the pipe. Most notably, I would like to thank our donors who helped to make this project possible. Both our individual donors, because without them we can't do this sort of detailed work, but also our larger supporters, particularly the United Manhattan Empowerment Zone Development Corporation, which is administered by LMCC, Lower Manhattan Cultural Council in New York. And it's a wonderful grant opportunity that helps to nurture artistic projects in the Upper West Side region of Manhattan. And we're also supported by the Creative Engagement Fund, which is a wonderful grant for all of Manhattan cultural opportunities. And we have to thank Governor Cuomo for this project, as well as the mayor. So thank you very much for their support. And then obviously today I have to thank the singers who decided to participate, because it's not easy to expose yourself, when you're still in the learning stages. But as you all very well know, it's part of the process. So it's very important that you be able to do this and to be able to do it in a comfortable setting. So that's what we endeavor to do here at the Art Song Preservation Society. So without further ado, I would like to pass the mic over to the guest artist for today, Mark Markham, who is a pianist whose reputation precedes him. We all know the name. He has had a 20-year plus career with the legendary soprano Jessye Norman. He has had a celebrated career as a solo pianist, particularly focused on obviously the classical repertoire, but also jazz, the American Songbook. And he is a skilled vocal coach, having worked with a number of other rising stars, such as Leah Crocetto, Jennifer O'Loughlin, and of course, Janae Bridges. So without further ado, we thank you, Mark Markham. So take it away.
Thank you, Blair. Hi, everybody. I hope you all can hear me well. Singers, if you can all unmute yourselves, please, so that I can.
I forgot, Mark. I did forget. If you want, we can save the clip for later, or we can play it now.
Well, it's up to you.
Yeah. Why don't we start with a little clip? We have a few clips prepared today, so I would like to maybe just show you. We'll start with one, and it'll be a familiar song to many of you. So just one moment. I will share my screen.
Oh boy.
Here we go. There we go. Brava. Okay.
I didn't run away. I just, my computer all of a sudden said that my internet connection was unstable. So I thank you, Comcast and Xfinity, for again sponsoring the messes that you've created for us. Can I hear people? Everyone looks like they're frozen.
You're back.
We can hear you now.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
And I'm going to mute myself. If you're not part of the class today, if you could just remain muted to help minimize the technical glitches and feedback.
Okay, can people hear me who's supposed to hear me?
Yes.
Hear me clearly. Yes. You need to speak up when I ask you because I have no idea if it's frozen. My screen's been doing all sorts of craziness.
We can hear you.
Yes.
You can hear me. Great. Okay. So this class today was to have been for pianists and singers together and for me to help coach the two of you together as a duo. But since that is virtually impossible, dealing with sound and dealing with microphones and all this type of stuff, I have decided today that we will call this a little title, how about how to prepare to work with the pianist in that first rehearsal. Okay? Everyone wants the pianist to know what the singer's doing. You want the pianist to know your text. You want the pianist to know where you breathe. You want the pianist to know where they do all these where you all do all these things. But do you have any idea as to what the pianist is doing? What's in their part? What mood you'd like them to set? What tempo you might like? And sometimes it's best just to show a tempo by how you sing it, not by telling someone something. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Speak up, don't nod your head, guys. Thank
Yes.
you. Good, thank you. I'm gonna make you use your voices. So we're gonna start today, Patrick, with the Mahler, please. Yes, now everyone's frozen again. Patrick, can you hear me? Nope,
yes,
cannot.
I can kind of hear you. The audio is okay from your side.
So tiring. Let me go check one thing with this Wi-Fi to make sure nothing is crazy. I don't think it is. All right. How's that, Patrick?
Better, I think.
Well, I'm going to see if I can hear you because right now a lot of things are breaking up.
Okay, I can hear you well. So, shall I just?
I just want to make sure I can hear you.
Okay, great. So I'm Patrick Wilhelm. I know most of you, and I will sing "Wer hat dies Liedlein erdacht" by Gustav Mahler.
Can you give us a translation, please, of the song in English?
Yes. The translation of the song is "Who has written up this little song?" And it's from the song cycle Des Knaben Wunderhorn. Just a little disclaimer for my own conscience. Sage and Sophia and I are all in the same pod. So we have been very carefully practicing the coronavirus procedures, just letting those of you who don't know.
Dort oben am Berg, in dem hohen Haus, da gucket ein feins liebs Mädel heraus. Es ist nicht dort daheime, es ist nicht dort daheime, es ist des Wirts ein Töchterlein. Es wohnet auf grüner Mein Herzle ist wund, komm Schätzle, Magdsohn, dein schwarzbraune Äuglein, die haben mich verwundt. Dein rosiger Mund macht Herzen gesund, macht Jugend verständig, macht Tote lebendig, macht Kranke gesund, macht Kranke gesund, ja gesund. Wer hat in das schöne Liedlein erdacht? Es haben's 3 Gänse übers Wasser gebracht. 2 graue und eine weiße, 2 graue und eine weiße. Und wer das Liedlein nicht singen kann, es wollen sie es pfeifen, ja, ja.
Great, thank you. Can you guys hear him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does
Yeah,
it break
very
up at all?
No.
No, very clear.
But I hear 50%. So either I'm going to excuse myself from the room and come back and see if it's better, because I can't hear. I heard half the song. So I will leave and come right back.
Great job, Patrick.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to make sure I unmuted to say, Patrick, you did a great job. I heard it clearly on this end. It's very difficult singing in this type of setting to not have feedback from people. So, singers, bravo.
Congratulations, Patrick.
Great job.
Oh, the wonderful Vincent Cole. How wonderful to have you on this masterclass observing. I feel so honored.
Oh, it's fun. It's great for me.
Well, you'll have to, maybe we can get you to do a class for us too.
Oh, God.
All right, guys, I'm back. Patrick, what I heard was wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay. You need to get closer to that microphone, though, because you're too far away when you speak.
Okay, I moved it closer. Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just turn up the gain, actually. How's this? Is that better?
Oh, my God. Thank you. Now we're in the same room. Good. So, Patrick.
Yeah.
I know you. I know everybody. I know Patrick. I've worked with Patrick before. Patrick, when you got to a certain tessitura of the song and you had to move, you sang.
Thank you.
But then when it was too low and convenient, and when it was convenient for you tessitura-wise, it all got rather like you sounded like the father figure. I don't think you want to be the father figure in this story. You're supposed to be the love interest, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So you have to find a way to make sure that you're just as interested vocally on producing a sound that's out in the room, but if the sound is back in here like this, no one's going to really understand what's going on, because if I didn't know the text, I would have thought that, oh, this is rather sad.
Okay.
Okay. And without looking at the score, could you tell me what is the tempo marking?
I can't remember the German for it, but it is like relaxed and not too fast.
Exactly, mit heiterem Behagen. That's very specific. I don't know of another song in the repertoire where I've seen that before. So, I mean, singers, you guys see all these 16th notes running along. It's like, oh my gosh, this has to go fast. This must be hysterical. And you don't want to run out of breath because he's written some very awkward phrases. But if you find a tempo that is more in the character of what's going on, you'll actually give yourself more time to take a breath.
True.
But when it's headlong and you're just racing and you have to snatch these breaths like this, all that does, that makes me uncomfortable. And if the pianist is playing this, and you look at the piano part, everybody who has the score in front of them, this is really, I mean, it's an orchestra part, but still the piano plays it. They're playing with you most of the time, right? And they have a lot of double notes going on, and they have lots of, you know, playing two notes at one time to your one. And if you're not really clear and you make them nervous, most of the time, like with orchestras, pianists will play louder. Okay? And since their right hand is doing so much work, they'll forget about their left hand. But the left hand is what we need because that's what's going to stabilize the rhythm for you. Mm-hmm. I want you to think of this, go a little bit, take Manhattan out of it. Okay. Take Philadelphia out of it. Take Munich out of it. You need to get to the country someplace, get out of town, chill out, and that's where your tempo is going to be, because there's ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, da-da-dee-da, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ya-da-dum, ya-da. That's a complete, when it goes fast, it's agitated. Yeah. He's I don't think he's agitated. I think he's, you know, he's just describing how he's excited inside. Yeah. You don't want him to sound like he's, you know, a little over the edge, a little like a little too hyper. Yeah. Okay. So, but when the tempo is slower, you still have to sing with a sound that is clear. Right. And not all ha ha ha. I'm not. You know me. I'm not going to put up with that.
Yes, I do know that.
So on your first note, could you hum an N for me, please? The consonant N. I want you to treat it like you're going to sing a vowel, that your throat is open, your palate does whatever it does, your larynx lets go, and you join that sound. But don't push at it. Right. Can you open that to an ah vowel, please? Na. Na. Don't go down for it. Na. Right. You got to support that. Yeah. You let it go up and then you don't support it. Yeah. The consonant, the D of dort, has to be on that line. Yeah. Because if you come in, do, you're going to be stuck with a fat, thick sound down there. Right. And he doesn't sound like a young guy. Right. Right. Can you sing for me? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's Now sing. Use da for the first word and sing your phrase. Da oben am Berg, in dem hohen Haus, in dem Haus. Thank you. Is he telling this to the world?
Yeah, I would say.
Who's he telling this to at this moment?
I would say the world.
Mm-hmm. Is it a crowd of 25,000?
No, it's a quaint little village, not in Philadelphia.
Exactly. So I need you to have the excitement of some quaint little dude who lives in a village.
Gotcha.
I lived in a village with 1,000 people for a long time, at least 10 years. And let me tell you, that's an experience. Yeah. You've got to find where that rhythm is for you. Da-da-bum, ya-da-dum, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-dum. You still want to go fast. See if you can find. Use the da at the beginning again, and don't listen to yourself, Patrick. I know you love to do that. Let us listen to you. Da oben am Berg, in dem hohen Haus, in dem Haus. Good. Is it in 3 or is it in 1?
1.
I
think that is why I tend to rush it or go faster. Because I'm trying to feel the 1 beat.
Right. Ba-da-dum, bum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Swing with it. See what you find. This is folk music.
Yes.
Da oben am Berg, in dem hohen Haus, in dem Haus.
Good, keep going.
Da gucket ein feins
Good. Good. Gucket.
Gucket.
There's a double K there. It's got to be, it's a short vowel.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to sing it, but da gucket ein feins Hirntum.
Right. Da gucket ein feins Liebsmädel heraus, es ist nicht dort daheime, es ist nicht dort daheime, es wird sein Töchterlein.
Good. What is all that about?
Essentially talking about how there's this beautiful girl on top of a hill in a very tall house, and sort of playing around and like, who could this person be? And in the end, finds out that it's the innkeeper's daughter, and that she doesn't in fact live in this tall house on top of a hill.
Mm-hmm. So is he happy about this? Is he sad about this?
I think he's happy.
Uh-huh. Can you get a more happy sound in your voice? Because you've gone back to your old man, you're going back to the father's voice.
Yep. From
Sing da 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 for me and get the ah vowel clean, please.
Da 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 da.
Right, your initial approach. All right, I'm going to compare this to these people who are ballet dancers or a gymnast or something. If you have to put your foot at a certain place on the stage, you guys need to put your voice at a certain place. Just like my finger has to land at a certain place. You sang da the first one, and it was probably a quarter tone under, maybe even more. Da, 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 da. Get to what you want.
Da 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 da.
Get the first one to land where you want to land.
Da 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 da.
Thank you. That's what you use to bounce off of. If that note down there goes splat, you've stepped into the cracks.
Yeah.
And then you carry that weight up the hill, and then everything starts to go dark and turns on you.
Yeah.
Da get ein feins. Bum, bum, bum. Right there.
Da gucket ein feins Liebsmädel heraus.
Good. Say gucket for me, please.
Gucket.
No, say it for me.
Oh, gucket.
Which syllable has the accent?
The first one? Gucket.
I'm hearing gucket,
Oh,
like Phuket.
darn Mahler.
You're not in Thailand.
Da gucket ein feins Liebsmädel heraus, es ist nicht dort daheime, es ist nicht dort daheime, es wird sein Töchterlein.
Is that a discovery? Is that a discovery for him?
Yeah, I would make, or like he knows. I think he knows who she is.
Right. So he's playing this little game.
Yeah.
But this es ist nicht. Those notes still are not in tune. Es ist nicht.
Es ist nicht dort daheime, es ist nicht dort daheime.
Good. Do you want to say es ist or es ist?
Es ist.
Thank you.
Es ist nicht dort daheime, es ist nicht...
Heime. It's right.
Es ist nicht dort daheime, es ist nicht dort daheime, es wird sein Töchterlein.
Keep going.
Right, because he finishes his thing. Right, he finishes his thoughts, right?
Right.
Es ist nicht dort daheim, es ist nicht dort daheim, das wird sein Töchterlein.
Yeah. Yes.
He's announcing a fact. And
Yeah.
then he's gonna, es wohnet.
Where would from Es wohnet?
No, es ist, es wird.
Es wird sein Töchterlein.
Too dark. Too.
What is that sound?
Es wird sein Töchterlein.
Good. So you know, in these pieces that are in three, bum bum, bum bum.
Yeah.
He's done that in the language. If you sing assist and you elide the S to ist, we don't feel that. S is dum ba dum bum ba da 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 ba ba bum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Separate 3 from 1 and you'll get a better bounce.
Es ist es. No. Es ist es wird sein Töchterlein. Es wohnet auf grüner Heide.
Much better. Heide, please. Heide.
Heide. Yeah,
Good. That run was much, much better.
great.
It is allowed to tilt forward ever so slightly.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? When the harmony starts to change, go with it.
Yeah,
Not that it's going to be in a cello-rondo, it's just the tempo is allowed to move. When you take your breath and have to come back in, I'm hearing this. Is that an F sharp or an F natural there?
oh, it's an F natural.
Yes,
No.
it is.
Yes, it is.
Can we start right there, please, and sing a good F natural?
Ja.
No, I'm singing F sharp.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
Heide.
It's a bright schwa,
Yeah.
right? Then he gets to say his little thing, mein Herz ist wund.
Yeah.
Then he can say that.
Right.
You can have, but why, okay, why does he change out of nowhere within a beat after he's been doing all of his happy description of what's going on? Does he have a relationship with this woman?
Yes. Something.
How specific can you be?
I think she's probably rejected him in the past.
How many times?
Let's say 4.
4 in a little village. That really is going to be rough.
Yes.
I know the pickings are slim in a little village. You know, in little villages, you see everybody every day. You don't even have a choice. I always thought I was clever going to the store at a certain time. You'd still run into people, whether you wanted to or not. See, this is my question for you. This is what's going to determine at the beginning that he has this kind of upbeat thing going on. He's describing her to us, literally, to the listener. And then all of a sudden, his personal business, he slips into it in a beat.
Yeah.
Which is not easy to go from this and what is the tempo here?
Back to what it was in the beginning.
What does that mean to you if it's back to what it was in the beginning? Where did it change along the way?
It changed.
I don't see anything in my score that tells me change.
It's true.
So he's obviously insinuating that somewhere along the way, it got a little bit faster than what it had been. Where do you think that would be?
Probably in the run.
Exactly. Sometimes composers they let you play a little puzzle.
Yeah.
Figure out what you need to do. So when that last mine has, it's a color change. It's a whole atmosphere change.
Right.
Because he's going to, you know, his heart hurts and he's asking, oh, please make me feel better. Do you think she's always turned him down?
No.
Because it would sound a little strange if someone you've turned down, it'd be a little creepy, like a stalker. If they've turned you down over and over again and now he's still singing this kind of, oh, please come make my heart feel better, no?
Yeah, so there must have been something going on.
Exactly. You know, and I don't know if they've necessarily broken up, because he certainly carries on.
That he does.
When he starts saying, you make the young wise, it makes the dead come alive, it makes the sick well. It makes the sick well. Yes, it makes the sick well. He really is singing, he's selling her big time.
Yeah.
Hoping this is going to convince her. I mean, I don't think her possibilities are so extraordinary that she's on the next private jet headed to some big town.
Right.
Okay, she's right there with him in the same situation.
Yeah.
The simpler that you can produce your sound, the simpler it's going to be to sing for you, and it'd be easier for us to understand. There's an innocence to him.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think of him as worldly.
No,
Not at all.
I wouldn't.
So, can we go from da 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 right there and this? Good. Can you sing that clearer for me again, please? And I think you get excited going to the end. He has exclamation marks at the ends of a lot of his statements.
Right. Yes.
From the moment he starts to speak, dort oben am Berg, in dem hohen Haus, in dem Haus. Everything has an exclamation point on it, which, you know, I don't think he's a 14-year-old with punctuation, but he is excited. Right there?
Mein Herz ist wund, komm Schätzle, mach zu, und dein schwarzbraune Äuglein, die haben mich verwundt.
Good. So what's that about? What's the contrast between singing that run? She lives on the high house. She lives up on the hill in the house. She lives on the hill in the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mein Herz.
I think the realization, or like, I don't know. He's just feeling the hurt. He's feeling the hurt in his heart, the wound in his heart, and those dark brown eyes.
Is he going to die?
No.
Mm-hmm. Is he flirting in some way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good. Can we keep that in the sound, please?
Yeah.
He can act it up a little. Mein Herz ist wund.
Right.
You know, he wants her to look at him again.
Right.
And I think she could be standing right across the way, looking at him.
Yeah.
That's up to your imagination. Mein Herz ist
Mein
Herz.
Support that.
Okay.
Mein Herz ist wund.
Herzle. Herzle.
Herzle.
Not Herzle.
Herzle.
Herzle. We're in the South.
Mein Herzle ist wund, komm Schätzle, mach zu, und dein schwarzbraune Äuglein, die haben mich verwundt. Dein rosiger Mund macht Herzen gesund.
Good. Is there a reason why you go slower there?
I've always done it.
That doesn't always sound like a good reason.
I know, it doesn't. We keep going. I'll keep it up fast.
You what?
I'll keep it fast.
What is but how much color can you change? Because to go from right there, to go from this, komm Schätzle, komm, you say komm Schätzle, almost it sounds like you're aggressive with her. This Äuglein, instead Äuglein. You don't have to hit that top note. I know you can caress that note. Keep flirting with her. Every little gesture.
Yeah.
In there. We don't have to stop for it, but it needs to be there.
Right.
Okay? Mein Herzle.
Mein Herzle ist wund, komm Schätzle, mach zu und
Komm, Schätzle, komm, Schätzle.
komm,
Komm.
komm Schätzle, mach zu und
Schätzle. How do you say Schätzle? How do you say Schätzle?
Schätzle.
Right, Schätzle. Schätzle. No. Schätzle.
komm Schätzle, mach zu und
Right. That's a special word.
Yeah.
I have dear friends who are watching right now. They speak this language really, really well. And they call each other Schätzle.
Well, don't forget to call me Schätzle.
Let them know. Let them call me Schätzle. Know what it means. Mein Herzle ist wund. Komm, Schätzle. Come.
Yeah.
He says, my heart hurts. Please come make it better. You feel that? I'm acting it out for you.
Yeah.
You sing beautifully. But boy, when you tilt into just singing, it all gets very much like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's what you have in mind.
No.
Good. Mein Herzle. Herzle.
mein Herzle ist wund, komm Schätzle, mag zu und dein schwarzbraune Äuglein, die haben mich verwundt. Dein rosiger Mund macht Herzen gesund, macht Jugend verständig, macht Tote lebendig, macht Kranke gesund, macht Kranke gesund, ja gesund.
Much better.
Great.
But it's all got to stay clear. We need to think it's the same person so that we don't think it's a father singing.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Going ahead here. What are we doing time-wise? Good.
Wer,
Nope. No. Didn't do it right.
V, 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 V. Sing V, V, V for me.
wie.
Sing a V and support the consonant. That has to be supported. If not, that's going to be the thing you trip over trying to get into your voice down there. Is that note low? Yes. Is it too low for you? No.
Right.
But then you just kind of fall on it.
Yeah.
It's not going to give you anything to go up the hill on. V, 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 V.
Wer hat in das schöne Liedlein erdacht? Es haben's 3 Gänse übers Wasser gebracht. 2 graue und eine weiße, 2 graue und eine weiße. Und wer das Liedlein nicht singen kann, es wollen sie jetzt pfeifen, ja, ja.
Patrick, you have a high G that is effortless. But right there, you're waving to everybody to say, this is not easy, this is not easy. Right?
Yeah, fine. That's, yeah.
It sounds like you can sing it. You need to go back through all this and look at V-E-R is always ver. It doesn't change to ver.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you have to sing it later on, this und wir, when you're going up, you sing und wer das, and it gets back into this dark place again.
Yeah.
You start to go out of tune. It's hard to tune your voice. Graue und eine weiße, weiße. 2 graue und eine weiße. Weißt du?
Yep.
The schwa is bright if the preceding vowel is bright. If the vowel is dark, then the schwa can be dark.
Yes.
Wer hat denn? I hear din.
Then.
Wer hat den...
Don't connect 3 to 1. Don't connect 3 to 1. Wer hat? Wer hat?
Wer hat denn das schöne Liedlein erdacht?
Sorry, one more time.
That's all right.
Wer hat denn das schöne Liedlein erdacht? Es haben's 3 Gänse übers Wasser gebracht. 2 graue und eine weiße, 2 graue und eine weiße. Und wer das Liedlein nicht singen kann, es wollen sie es pfeifen, ja, ja.
Yes. This has to finish. I mean, this is one of these songs. When you told me you wanted to sing it, I thought, oh, good. I've never heard Patrick sing anything that moves quickly and that's happy. Might be exaggerating a little bit, but it's the truth. So to get you to sing something like this, to let your voice be clear.
Yeah.
You have plenty of time in this life to sound old. And the moment that you do, they won't be interested anymore.
Yeah.
Work on eternal youth. Keeping your sound clear. You know, it's nice when people can walk. When you see someone who doesn't walk well, you think, oh, they must be old. When voices start going, oh, and getting all like that, everyone says, oh, they must be old and tired or something's wrong. There's nothing wrong with your voice. But you need to go back through this. This thing lasts all of what, a minute and a half, 2 minutes top, somewhere around there. There's a lot that happens. And when you've got a piano part underneath you that is pretty much doubling everything that you do, your ideas have got to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
And right now you're just trying to sing something. That's not, but believe me, a pianist, oh dear God, they don't work well that way. And if they think that they might be able to coach, then they're going to start coaching you.
Right.
And they'll get into how you're singing something. And then that's always exciting, especially coming from someone who has no experience whatsoever, but they're going to tell you because you brought them an idea that had no idea. So down the road, you get with a conductor. If you come in with an idea for a conductor, more likely than not, they'll probably accept your idea and not bother you. But if you sing without an idea, they will then impose their idea upon you, thinking that you don't have one. Something
Right.
like this is charm. This is Charm City right here.
Right.
It needs to be charming constantly.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of it's too hard for you, but it is a precision. This is one of the pieces in the group that requires phenomenal precision and charm.
Yes.
When you get that to work, you're absolutely charming and your voice sounds even more beautiful than it already is. But you got to go back in this thing and break it down. You got to get those schwas bright. If the
Yes.
vowel is bright, because there's nothing whoa, whoa, whoa about this piece.
No.
He's young. You're young. You need to sing it like a young person.
Yeah.
All right. Any of the other singers who are here, they've all kind of disappeared. No, they're Matthew and Anastasia are here. You guys have any questions? No? Okay. All right. Thank you. I would like to work on Morgen.
Yeah, go for it.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm so glad you guys turned up the volume.
My name is Sophia Hunt, and I will be singing Morgen by Strauss. Und morgen wird die Sonne wieder scheinen und auf dem Wege, den ich gehe,
Isn't that fun to sing without the piano?
Oh, it's so fun to sing without piano.
Exactly. You did a great job. No, you did a great job.
Thank you.
How would you describe the piano part?
As more important than the vocal part, I think.
Important in which way, though? Explain why you think that.
Well, it starts the piece. It's like a long part for just the piano, and I think the vocal line like sort of comes in as like an inner voice almost. It's like joining the piano.
Mm-hmm. Would you call the introduction a solo?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what happens when you start to sing?
Then the piano and the voice start like intertwining. And there's a lot of like...
Does the piano play exactly what it played the first time?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to sound like the same thing that's happened twice with all of a sudden this text that floats over the top of it or runs through it, as you say, becomes entwined, then you have to make sure that you have very clear ideas for the atmosphere so that you can explain a tempo for yourself. Not every pianist is going to nail down the perfect tempo. And it's okay if the pianist plays something that's a little bit more straightforward. And then when the singer comes in, there's more space to it. That's okay. Mr. Strauss had a lovely wife who sang. And from all the contacts that I have, people who actually were very familiar with them and their work together, he was very flexible for her. She wanted to hold something longer. He let her hold it. He never said anything about it. He just kind of took it in. And every time she sang, that's what she did. That's okay. But I want to see if we can find a sense of reason for you, of purpose for what's happening at the beginning. When you come in, are you starting a thought or are you continuing a thought that has been given to you by the piano?
Continuing, for sure.
Exactly. Which is not an easy thing to do after the piano does its... Right?
Yeah.
And what does Strauss write right above when you come in?
Sehr ruhig.
What does that mean?
Very calm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Calm is not always a tempo. Calm is the way we say things.
Mm-hmm.
You have some sounds that come out of you consonant-wise that for me, I find startling.
Okay.
Because they're the S's, there's a lot of air escaping from you, which then your body doesn't always understand, oh gosh, how do we get to the vowel if there's been that much release of air pressure, and it gets you in trouble sometimes. It just makes the journey a little bit harder than what it needs to be.
Sure.
The first word needs to be sung.
Und, yeah.
What is that vowel? How would you?
Ooh. Oh, it's more, yeah, like an open.
Open. It's open. Oh, yeah. Cook. I use the word cook in English. Und, not und, but und. And if you're continuing what the piano has given you, and you're entering on that eighth note, right?
Yes.
You need to, in your mind, in your energy, that eighth note must come in closer to the beat. Verses 1, 2, und morgen.
Yeah.
1, 2, und morgen wird. Then you can go with it, and the piano knows exactly where you're going. Your first phrase is not easy. But if you send a signal that you'd like to go slower, I promise you they will go slower.
Okay.
This is the magic of all of this. You know, I got to work with Jessye after she'd been singing for 25 years in public, right? The woman knew exactly what she wanted. She knew what mood she wanted set. She had words, she had images, and it changed every time we rehearsed and every time we were on the stage. That's okay. But you pay attention to how, you know, when you come in, that there's this incredible stillness, that whatever's been said before without words, that's a great thing in this life, to be able to say something, sans dire. As we say in French, ça va sans dire. It's okay. We don't have to say a word. We hope the pianist has done something very poetic and expressive that encourages you to join that. whatever has happened, whether this person has been lost to life or whether you're separated, whatever it might be. But you're going to join on that and keep following until you wieder scheinen, and then und auf, and again und auf. When you start a phrase with und, we're going somewhere, right? And da da da, and da, da, it's picking up, which means you have to find out what that means to you as a person. But you're always saying, and I did this, and I went there, and we went to Hawaii, and we saw Paris. It doesn't have enough energy to it. Let's try it here at the beginning. Und
morgen wird die Sonne wieder scheinen.
Good. I'm going to ask you to simplify the way you say the consonant T.
Wird die Sonne, like a line.
Und morgen. Und morgen. You hear the difference?
Yeah.
If we're in a song like what Patrick was singing, you can pop consonants and all this with this sprightly tone. Gedacht. And do things like something's angry. This needs und morgen wird die Sonne wie. I get it. You want to linger on that top note on Sonne, but I promise you, you are sending a message to whoever's at who's conducting or whoever's playing that, oh, you want to go slower.
Uh-huh.
And that leaves you then sitting on Sonne wie. It's like, oh God, are they ever going to put down the note, the chord underneath me? Say it very simply so that then you can have more space when you sing the aria, so to speak.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
then comes your chance.
Yeah.
You feel that? There's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of air, yeah.
A lot.
Und morgen wird die Sonne wieder scheinen.
I like that a whole lot better, and your voice already sounds clearer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. How do you pronounce the second syllable of Morgen?
Like an Morgen.
Exactly, not gin.
Okay.
That's very American, Morgan. Morgen wird die. Wird die.
Yeah.
I'd save that for the acting club or something. Wird die. It's almost like a double. Wird die Sonne, but wird die Sonne. It sounds very.
Yeah.
You know, soften it. You can still get your point across. Und morgen. And the harmony, I'm going to ask you about this just so you understand. With a singer, with a pianist, or with orchestra, your first note is in the harmony, right?
Yeah.
But then the next chord.
Mm-hmm.
That right there tells us something might not be right. This is somebody trying to get out of something that is difficult.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
The harmonies the rest of the way through, it's all this pure. We got. That's the only one. And then. That, if there's any time, is in those four notes.
Mm-hmm.
Not in Sonne, not in Widerscheinen. This is then go. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
When the harmony is so, right where you come in again, please, ma'am.
Yeah, the virti.
Sing every und
Morgen wird die Sonne wieder scheinen.
Have you taken the conducting class, Sophia?
Have I taken a conducting class?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Conducted something before in your life, right?
Yes.
Please conduct this while you sing it.
Sure.
Give me a full bar before it.
Okay.
Conduct yourself through it. So your players know exactly where they need to play.
Okay. Und morgen wird die Sonne wieder scheinen.
Good. You feel different?
Got the bar of 4/4.
I would still say that you were very, very late on your entrance.
Okay.
Sing it longer. Come in earlier and sing it longer. It gives you a chance to get onto your breath too.
Yeah.
Und, 1, 2, und morgen wird die Sonne wieder scheinen. It's one big.
Yeah.
One more time, conducting yourself. That was very, very good. You need to be more precise because I wouldn't know where you wanted me to play.
Okay.
Be precise. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you what to do, whether it be a pianist or a conductor.
Mm-hmm.
Go in with your idea, how it feels to you, how you would describe it. Know what it feels like for you. And to say, this is how I feel, and this is, that way it puts you ahead of the game. Nobody wants to be told what to do, especially when you're trying to express yourself.
Yeah.
The way things work today, Vincent knows this very well. He had days of rehearsal. Nowadays, you maybe get minutes of rehearsal.
Yeah.
When I played this at the Met last year for Jesse's, the ceremony for her, I was given one time through in a dressing room and one time through on the stage. And that was it. I thought, okay, I don't know this woman. I wonder how this is going to work.
Right.
So, und, conducting the bar before, please. Hear it.
Und morgen wird die Sonne wieder scheinen. Und auf dem Wege, den ich gehen werde, wird uns den Möglichen sie wiedereinen inmitten dieser sonnenatmenden Erde.
Right. Our conductor right there was the one who made you run out of breath.
Yeah, she was.
You notice that? When you
Sorry?
take this wiedereinen inmitten, if you start singing slowly there, I promise you everybody's going to think, oh, wow, she wants to spread this out. Isn't that nice? But unfortunately, sonnenatmenden is all one word.
Yes.
So you got to make sure that you keep moving through that. I thought your first phrase was beautiful.
Thank you.
You waste a lot of air on F. Und auf dem. Und auf dem, auf dem. The F and the D are very close to each other. Don't explode.
Sorry, you're cutting.
What was that again?
Sorry, you were just cutting in and out.
I said that the F and the D, auf dem, they're right next to each
Auf dem, yeah.
other. Auf dem, dem. Dem Weg, dem Wege, right?
Auf dem Weg, yeah.
Auf dem. Follow the A to the U to the F.
Auf dem Wege.
Right. Americans love to swallow these sounds.
Uh-huh.
Cloud. That's just the way Americans will speak.
Yeah.
Den ich gehen. For me, the second part of gehen is too late.
Okay.
Gehen wir.
Yeah.
Gehen werde, wird uns. Your voice is so beautiful. The more we get to hear it, the happier we all will be.
Okay.
It's not about volume. It's a matter of the length of sound that you can somehow get to while pronouncing all of these wonderful words. You know?
Yeah.
So, und auf dem.
Und auf dem Wege, den ich gehen werde, wird uns dem Glücklichen sie einen inmitten dieser
Better.
Okay.
Every sound that you make has to have whatever you think this piece is about.
Okay.
It's very Mozartian in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
That you are instrumental. While it is a beautiful vocal line, it's very instrumental. So when this inmitten dieser so, you sang dieser and let dieser kind of disappear. Each one has to be more beautiful than the next. Just in how beautiful you sing it. The same thing after und auf dem Wege, den ich gehe.
Yeah.
Make ich a little bit sooner so that you have time to sing it. And you don't skip over it. It starts to skate sometimes.
Okay.
When your voice skates, you lose the connection to your body. And then the panic sets in. And you've got to call the emergency sources to come out to help you figure out a way to get through the phrase.
Yes.
Do that. Den ich gehen. Who is glücklichen?
We are the happy ones.
Mm-hmm. And what does that mean?
That when we're reunited, we'll be happy together.
Right? Were they happy before?
Yeah, I think so.
Person has passed away, whatever, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Glücklich.
Glücklichen, yeah.
And yes, Strauss makes you go up to a higher part of your voice. But is it something that's declaimed?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wird uns die Glücklichen. It is something that one has to work on so hard with their imagination first.
Uh-huh.
Understand the gesture of it. This doesn't walk the same step everywhere, every path. It can't be that way.
Sure.
Emotionally, it's not that way. The journey, the harmony is not that way. But here, when he allows you to go up there, it's not die Glücklichen, die Glücklichen, and Glücklichen.
Yeah.
Okay? Den, one more time. That was much more. I need to know from you that you understand that gehen, den ich gehen werde. That you understand what that means.
Okay.
Beautifully sung.
Thank
But
you.
don't, it's a foreign language.
Yeah.
For the word erde, which syllable is longer?
The first, erde.
I know you think you might be running out of breath, but you cannot.
So.
And in erde. Good, now I'll use my air.
Right. Okay.
Be brave there that it's going to work. And look at the punctuation at the end of that line of poetry. ...
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how many times I've seen that.
Yeah.
It is the continuation of this amazing feeling and thought and faith. This is a very positive, for me, this is a very positive song.
Yeah, very hopeful.
Because he writes, do you remember what the tempo marking is?
Langsam.
And what? Langsam what?
Der getragen.
Der getragen.
Yeah.
So there's an inner peace.
Yeah.
You got to make sure it's involved with every little note. You can't skirt things, you can't slip around them. Es wird uns die Glücklichen, sie, you don't sing Z long enough.
Sie, okay.
The V sound must be on that pitch. Right there?
On the C?
Yeah, yes, on the word.
Okay.
Right there. Can you sing a Z for me on this note?
Okay, yeah.
From below it, your sound is going to be a little flat and it's going to be thick.
Okay.
But if your diction is up where it needs to be, Z, C, Z, Z, V. But Z, Z, V, V. Patrick, I hope you're listening. Good. Mitten, not mitten.
Mitten, yeah.
Diese Sonnen atmen. One more time. The harmony. This is another one of the rare moments in this with the piano, with this Sie wieder. Sie wieder. You hear that? When you get to the downbeat, that has to have a more. There's a violin would describe it as throbbing, the vibrato. There's more intensity there.
Yeah.
It will help you to get rid of the air that you have so that you can take the breath to be able to finish the phrase.
Okay.
But if you've got too much air inside of you, when you take that breath before in mitten, you can't get a good breath.
Sure, yeah.
Use it. One more time. Sie wieder einen. Sie wieder einen. Now wieder, you allied lots of things.
Sie
Go ahead.
Und zu dem Strand
so on true. You're wasting a lot of breath. There's a lot of air coming into the room.
Okay.
Even the air in your mouth when you explode these types of consonants. Don't spray everybody. The Corona technique.
Right. Oh my God. Und zu dem Strand.
Are the first two vowels the same?
No. The zu is more closed.
Thank you. Make sure you sing two different vowels.
Und zu dem Strand im weiten blauen.
Breath and try one time and take a breath after Strand.
Sorry, take a breath. Where? Sorry.
Strand.
Yeah.
dem Strand, dem weiten Wohl.
Okay. Und zu dem Strand, dem weiten Wagenblauen.
For this phrase?
Sorry?
What atmosphere do you want for this phrase? Is it different than everything else?
I think this, yeah, I think of it as like a little bit more out there and less ruhig than the very beginning.
Mm-hmm. Is it agitated?
No.
How would you describe it then? Wants to get agitated. If I'm standing in front of something that's very somber, that's one thing. But if you put me out and I'm looking out at the ocean, come on. Well, you haven't been to Sicily yet, but when you stand up there on the balcony and you look out, Patrick, you need to explain that to her. That when you're standing there and you look out and you feel it, the last thing you want to do is scream.
Right.
But it gives you a feeling inside that is so extraordinary of openness.
Yeah.
That's the thing that it's almost like slow motion. And he's giving you that chance there. But I don't know if you need to, I don't even know if you need to do anything to it.
Okay.
You know, your idea is right. It's more out there.
Yeah.
Let it be that.
Okay.
Don't do it. And you, with your voice and your breath control, I think you could sing that entire phrase without breathing.
I can try.
I bet you can.
Okay.
Matthew liked that. He got a nice little smile on his face when I asked for that.
Und zu dem Strand dem weiten Wagenblauen werden wir. Okay.
You feel that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had tons of air left over.
Well, I don't know about that.
You had and you have 2.5 beats to take a nice breath that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
During that space there. It doesn't mean you can't inflect und zu dem Strand dem Weih. You need to make sure you sing dem.
Dem Weih. Yeah.
The M and the V are next to each other. That's not easy.
Dem Weih.
Dem va. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that phrase alone because that's something for you to work on, it's already spectacular.
Thank you.
Truly, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
But the more vision you have of where you are in this life as a young person, even as a young person, you've had wonderful experiences. You got to go back and draw on every last one of them.
Yeah.
Whatever breath away in that sense of beauty, you've got to be able to sing from that. But to breathe from that first. Okay?
Yeah.
After Blauen, what is the next word?
Werden.
I'm not quite certain how you're pronouncing that word. Is it open or is it closed?
It is open, I believe. I might be wrong. It's closed.
Yeah.
It's closed. Yeah. Werden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Patrick. Werden wir still. Right there. How are you going to affect that without making all that shh sound explode before the note?
Okay.
Then, can you stop on the N one time for me? The resonance of that sound is there, and not make sure it's part of your line, not something you're trying to avoid.
Okay.
English and German have all these consonants to deal with. We have to incorporate them.
Yeah.
Not choking ourselves. And you only have 4 things here. Werden. The N is going to show you where the V is. Beautiful, but where does the st of steigen belong?
With the rest of the vowels.
I heard niedersteig.
Okay.
Kind of hanging out in the middle, right? Und lang, the Werden wir was beautiful. Then you have control of how to sing.
Right.
Then you can place that note beautifully without all this stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, one more time. Beautiful. But
Thank
when
you.
you say consonants, you make it sound anxious.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's werden. If you can breathe, you breathe after Sturm, right? Sturm.
I'm not, but I can.
Well, you don't have to. You can do what you want. But I just Sturm werden wir uns in, not uns sehen, uns in die Augen schauen. But Augen schauen.
Yeah.
A lot of air. Sophia, it's a great song for you.
I love this song.
I can tell. We have to make sure that it's understandable at all times because you are frightfully exposed,
Yeah.
which you're aware of. Und auf uns. Und auf uns singt des Glückes Sturm. It's all the time in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You want to breathe before schweigen, you can breathe. But make sure that you've used what he said, immer ruhig. There's more space for this harmony. That's a dissonance there.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You need to make sure you still sing Sturmes. Then you take your breath.
Okay.
Then and you only have to sing for one beat.
On the again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The vowel. You can
Yeah.
hum an air to that, and yet again we have dot, dot, dot.
Mm-hmm.
So, und auf uns.
Und auf uns singt des Glückes Sturmes Schweigen.
Mhm. You have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Anybody out there in television land have questions? Anastasia, I see you there. Matthew, I see you. No questions.
It's gorgeous. Wow. That's all I
Thank you,
want to say.
Matt.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome. You're very, very welcome. We're going to continue now with Matthew. Sorry, Anastasia.
All right, everyone can hear me, right?
What was that?
You can hear me? Yeah?
Very
Okay.
well.
Great. Awesome. All right, just give me 1 second. All right, so my name is Matthew Payne, and I'll be singing L'Invitation au Voyage by Duparc. And that means invitation to go on a voyage or a trip. One second. Mon enfant, ma sœur, songe à la douceur, n'allez là-bas vivre ensemble, aimer la loisir, aimer mourir au pays qui te le semble. Le soleil mouillé de ses ciels brouillés pour mon esprit en les charmes si mystérieux de tes traits, tes yeux brillants à travers les larmes. Là, tous les côtes des beautés, luxe, calme et volupté. Voici ces canaux dormir, ces vaisseaux dans l'humain vagabonde. C'est pour la Sophie moindre désir qui viennent du beau du monde. Les soleils couchants, les vêtements, les chants, les canons, la vie entière. Dia sainte d'or, le monde s'adore dans une chaleur humaine. Là, tous les codes des beautés, luxe, calme et volupté.
Good. Very good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Not easy to get these atmospheres across, right, guys?
Yeah, definitely not.
You don't have a piano underneath you. But the game is, come on, if you think about it, the pianist has to practice and they need to get the atmosphere going as to what you guys need. So you guys need to make sure that you can figure out how best you can portray what it is you really want to happen, not wait for them to show up to start plunking around. Because sadly, sometimes that's what happens. It makes things worse. And you want to make sure that you have a sense of what's going on. Matt, is it sad?
Yeah, it's not sad. I looked sad. I noticed that like 3-4.
I know how you
I was
look.
like,
I don't know about the sound because I don't watch necessarily. I want to know what's your motivation for what's going on.
yeah, this is very. I mean, happy is probably too simple to describe it, but I'm inviting my loved one to pretty much go with me to this magical world forever and leave all of her worldly things, so like her normal life, her job, all that stuff, to go to this world where all of her desires will be fulfilled and she'll be with me together in life and death.
And do you know which country this refers to?
No, I don't actually.
Holland.
Oh, yes. Okay, I knew that. Yeah.
I'm not quite certain. That wouldn't quite do it for me to go there, but obviously this person thinks that Holland is wonderful when they talk about all the humidity and things like that. I said, okay, fine, and that's where you'd like to be, then that's fine. But for them, it's ecstatic.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's going to make sense to keep going up to these high notes.
Yeah.
If not, these high notes sound like they all of a sudden kind of pop out.
Mm.
And we don't want them to pop out. They need to have an energy underneath them when it's lower.
Mm.
To make sure that you have the energy so when you go up there, you can handle them as easily as you want. Because towards the end, when these phrases start to get big, and they do become big, and the piano is making lots of noise, you cannot back down. You've got to find a way with your breath. You run out of breath a lot. And yeah, we've been sitting around waiting for an hour or whatever to sing, for sure. Got all that. But I want to see if we can find at the beginning when this is low. It's mystical. You're sounding very straightforward, matter of fact. It is Mr. Baudelaire, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know how many days of the year Mr. Baudelaire was really, let's just call it substance-free. How's that? Enjoy the ride.
Mon enfant, ma sœur, songe à la douceur, d'aller là-bas vivre ensemble.
Yeah, I ran out of breath a little bit. Yeah.
Matthew, can you see me when I'm waving at you?
No, let me make you big.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't want you to have to sing everything over and over and over and over again. The second word of the poem, enfant, it's the same vowel twice.
Yeah.
You've got two different vowels going on there. Mon enfant, ma sœur.
Okay.
And ma sœur sounds like you're insulting her.
Yeah.
Ma sœur. Okay, guys, whenever you're tempted to become expressive with a consonant, pretend like you're going to portamento to that word and see if it calms you down a little bit. Ma sœur, but ma sœur, it causes a double and it causes something that's a little bit out of character. You know, and while some people might do that, it doesn't mean that it's tasteful.
Yeah.
You got to find a way that stays in the spirit. So, mon enfant, ma sœur, songe à la douceur d'aller là-bas vivre ensemble. You know, it's a welcome, but it has to be incredibly sensual. in energy, in sound. That it's never about, I'm going to lay into these words. Lay into the emotion, lay into the feelings of what it is you want it to be about. Let's try it.
Right there, right?
Mon enfant,
Mon enfant, ma sœur, songe à la douceur d'aller là-bas vivre ensemble.
that vowel is a schwa, it's open. It's an
Yeah.
E, open E that has been rounded. Also, it's the same vowel. Ensemble, not bleu. Blue is the color blue, but we even don't say that with everything closed.
Okay.
Make sure that you need to take a breath after enfant, take a breath after ma soeur, and then make sure you sing songe long enough.
Yeah.
Because that's your request.
Green.
Songe à la douceur d'aller, not d'aller. D'aller là-bas, vivre ensemble. Your consonants are becoming very important and they're always early. The little thing I picked on poor Sophia, that she was going to those consonants, it causes you to enter just a little bit low. Same thing with Patrick, that it enters just a little bit under the pitch. And then you've got to somehow use your instrument to support that stuff. You don't have to do that. Say the word on the line.
Mon enfant, ma sœur, songe à la douceur d'aller là-bas vivre ensemble.
Good.
Keep going.
Please.
Aimer la loisir.
Can you do that again without being so emotional with the pronunciation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that?
Yes, I definitely know what you mean by it. Aimer la loisir. Yeah, no, not that. Yeah.
No. But this is still piano.
Yeah.
Still part of that whole invocation of bringing her in. I had the great privilege of doing this with Jessye many, many times. And what that woman came up with the first phrase, it still rocks me.
Okay.
I'm over there worried about how to get getting that crazy piano sound to work where it didn't sound like a typewriter. And she would come in with this amazing sound, the way she would say it. And the audience was completely seduced. They all were her children and her sister.
Yeah.
Mon enfant. So, aimer,
Yeah.
droit, loisir.
Aimer la loisir, aimer mourir. Oh.
You still want to be very expressive with these consonants, which pulls your pitch all over the place.
Okay.
You need precision here. Can you sing a Z for me on this note? Z. Make sure it's supported by your body. Support it with your body. That you're going to be able to open to a vowel. You feel at the beginning of it how it's there's an aggressive trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
Zir.
I'm kind of still, coming from under.
Exactly. Spot it in your mind where it is. Let it land out there in front of you.
Okay.
Zir.
Yeah.
Z.
Okay.
Sing Z for me. Can you do it without listening to it?
Yeah.
Use your brain. Better.
Okay.
Do this Z, 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 Z. Just try that.
Okay. Z, 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 Z.
Good. Make sure the Z does not wander over to somewhere else. Stay in aisle 1. Do not go to aisle 4 to find a Z.
Okay. Z, 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 Z.
Good. Aimé, aimé. Remember.
Aimé la loisir, aimé mourir, au pays qui te semble. Sorry. Yep.
It's too fast. You're not singing anymore. Oh, pay, pay.
Hey.
Oh, pay.
Hey.
Right there, oh, pay.
Oh, pay.
That's an O vowel. Oh.
Okay. Oh, pays qui te semble.
Like awful.
Oh, pays qui te semble.
Kind of I would call that an omni-vowel. It has a little bit of everybody in it.
Okay. Okay. So, okay.
Sing awful for me on this note. Awful.
Awful.
Good. I know you're from upstate New York. How do you say that word?
Awful.
Awful. That's what I thought. I need awe. Awe.
Awful.
Exactly.
Okay.
Au pays.
Au pays qui te ressemble.
Right.
Some more tall? Is that what you're asking for?
More what? I'm sorry?
Like tall, a vowel, or is it too dark? Is it too like kind of schwai?
No, which one?
The ressemble.
Bleu, not bleu.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the difference?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, one is the whistle vowel, bleu, But a lot of Americans will sing that way. They put a sang bleu. It's not that vowel.
Yeah, no, okay.
It's an ed that's been rounded. Going ahead, le soleil.
Le soleil mouillé de ce ciel brouillé. Oh.
Can we get those consonants off of your jaw and up where they ring?
Yeah. Le soleil mouillé de ce ciel brouillé. Pour mon esprit.
Good.
Oh.
Good. It's not pour mon esprit.
Yeah, no.
Pour mon esprit. This is where you really need to think of portamento between every note that you sing. Guys, there was a time when people would portamento practically between every bloody note.
Mm-hmm.
And it would, after a certain point, it became not so popular, and it became supposedly in better taste not to slide around between all the notes. But people would do that so they would keep their line going, and they wouldn't get locked down on a consonant. This le soleil mou, that's a mou. Mouillé, mouillé. You sing mouilleur. Mouillé.
Yeah.
It keeps it more slender.
Yeah.
This is not a thick sound. This is a seductive sound.
Yeah.
It has to go through the air and waft around to where people feel like, I want to go too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to go with them.
Yeah. Okay.
But they say, de ces ciel, de ces ciel. That's not easy for an American. De ces ciel, brouillé, brouillé, brouilleur. It's not your. Brouillé, pour mon esprit. And then take a breath. The breath is after esprit. Pour mon esprit, on les charmes si mystérieux.
Yeah.
Mystère, not mystérieux. That's English. Mystère, it's mystère. Mystérieux, it's closed E. Le soleil.
Le soleil mouillé de ce ciel brouillé pour mon esprit, on est charme si mystère.
Don't breathe. It's only charme si mystérieux.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay. Pour mon esprit.
Pour mon esprit, on est charme si mystérieux. Yeah.
What is this? Si mystique. Si mystique.
Si mystérieux.
Right, si mystérieux.
Yeah.
But it's not si mystérieux.
Okay. Definitely.
That's American.
Okay.
Mystery. Only charme. Pour mon esprit.
Okay. Pour mon esprit. Sorry. Pour mon esprit, on est charme si mystérieux. De tes traîtres yeux, brillant à travers larmes.
Good. How do you pronounce the word before larme?
Travers.
The word before larme.
Oh, l'heure.
Love.
Love.
Love. You're saying this tiny little sound up there because you're trying to be quiet.
Yeah, okay.
It's the last note that needs to be quiet. De tetre. That's not easy either. Traître. It's TR twice. Right. I don't hear the second TR.
Oh, okay. Traître.
Right. It's the same vowel. The first one is e, and the second one is a rounded e.
Yeah.
Traître. It's
Traître.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
How do you say egg where you come from?
Egg.
Egg. Egg.
Yeah.
Egg.
Traître.
Up here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. De tes traîtres yeux, brillant à travers larmes.
Good. Go ahead.
La.
Okay. All right. L's are notorious
La.
because they aren't doing what you need them to do for the vowel that's coming after them. Can you sing an N for me here, please? Right? The L is going to be at that altitude. It's not going to be this thing down here.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't work on the stage. If you're at the tea party or wherever you are at your house, if you're at the restaurant, you can and talk that way. But when we are put onto a stage in the theater, you must use something, the craft that gets you into the room. La, 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 but la, la. It causes the pitch to come in flat and spread.
Okay.
Sing an N to an A and then sing L to A.
Okay.
La, la.
Good, now do it quickly. La.
Okay.
La, tu ne cadre vote.
Matt, the beginning of every one of your vowels is a good quarter step flat.
Okay. Okay.
The la started on pitch.
Yeah.
La, tu, ne, cadre. I'm exaggerating it, but that's a matter of pronunciation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You set up a great sound with la, and then you started wandering around. What are the consonants doing? Let me talk to them. No, consonants need to do what they need to do so that you can get to your vowel.
Yeah. Okay.
Start with la.
La, tu ne cadre vote.
A and T match. E bote. E bote. E bote. If you have a question about it, you need to sing an E vowel.
Yeah.
Because it's very close to an E vowel. It's not next to E.
Yeah.
It's much closer to an E. That was much, you feel the difference.
Yeah.
It's that voice which we don't.
Yep.
Okay.
Una quadriboti.
Booty. Sing booty.
Okay.
Booty.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm saying booty, but that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because you say it, but how do you pronounce the T? Your T really is very special.
Okay.
Be what you need in that moment, not something that's familiar from the last 20 years of your life. It's a stagecraft at that point because booty.
Oh, I see.
You kill your support. You kill the there's no more air pressure. It's gone at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to tuck the sound back.
Okay.
E-booty one time, please. E-booty.
E-booty.
Good, sing an N for me here and go to an E vowel.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, yes. Yes, yeah.
But it needs to be out in the room because that's where people sit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no, we're in a hard time right now trying to figure out how to do all this stuff via these lovely devices, but it does work. And what you need to do here is what's going to work on the stage. We have to practice for the stage.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
all that pronunciation. When you sing tuneko, use the N.
Yeah.
Use it there. You don't have to grab hold of it, but don't. Your consonants are too low in comparison. If you want a vowel that rings up here, your consonants have got to find a way to obey and do as you like. If not, you sing quarter tone flat. This next phrase, those schwas are as light as you can sing them.
Okay.
Not calma.
Okay.
This is all pianissimo.
Yeah.
It's mystery. Right there, Lux.
Luxa.
Too long. Right. Let Lixa,
Okay.
calma. Right. Caress it.
Lixa, calma, evolupte.
Better.
Yeah.
I need you to imagine more with your mind instead of with your arm.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, you have a great mind in there. Going ahead, this second verse. What is the story with the second verse for you? What's different about it?
It's a little bit more about like he's setting the scene. So he's kind of, before he was talking about all the good things that lie there, and now he's talking about, let's get on this boat, let's go. The sun is setting in this area. He talks a lot. It's all more imagery. And it's more active. It's like actually might happen now. You can see it in her face, I think.
Right. But there's nothing agitated?
No. Yeah.
Nothing agitated? Mr. Duparc said himself, it can be a little bit faster. He himself said that.
Yeah.
And that just gives you the idea that, yeah, okay, things are moving. They're rolling on. It's not a new song. It's just the extension of this incredible atmosphere that you created.
Yeah.
That's why the first verse really has to stay in its realm.
Yeah.
Going ahead, vois sur ces canaux.
Vois sur ces
Vois
sur ces canaux dormis ces vaisseaux dans l'humaine vagabonde.
Good. Make sure the D-O-N-T is don. Dans l'humeur est vagabonde.
Okay.
Okay, don.
Dans l'humeur est vagabonde. Yeah.
Matt, it's going to be softer already because it's lower. And when you try to phrase it by tucking it into your mouth someplace, it's not going to help you, because then the next phrase says, oh, let's start with it all tucked in our mouth. You've left your mind. Dans l'humeur est vagabonde. That way you're ready for the next note. But if you sing bold, it's like, oh, I have to wake up everybody now to get them to say.
Yeah, definitely.
We're not interested in how you do it. From don, one more time. Vagabonde. Straight to your sounds that you want.
Dans l'humeur est vagabonde, c'est pour la sauver ta moindre désir qu'il y a. Yeah.
You cannot breathe before désir.
No, I can't. Yeah.
If you want to breathe before ton moindre, that's fine, but it's ton moindre désir is the phrase.
Yeah.
C'est pour assouvir ton moindre désir, right? Or all in one breath, which I think you can do in one breath if you wouldn't spend so much time on these S's. Lord, Sophia, are you watching this? C'est pour, c'est. Sing a Z for me on this note, please. Right. You need to know where you're going to land. You act like, I don't know what's going to happen, and then I'll find out afterwards once I make the sound if it's okay. Decide before. It won't hurt you.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what the S is.
Okay.
Say. No spreading of the S.
C'est pour la sauver
Good. Could you sing sa 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 for me 5 times?
Sa 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 sa.
That's a lot of jaw to make an S.
Yeah, I know. I just noticed that.
Sa. And it's kind of a fake French vowel. Sa. No French actor. Sa. Connect the S to the vowel.
Okay.
Because I hear, this is what I hear, Matt. Sa. You hear all that? Sa.
Yeah.
Don't put any air into the room. Keep the air in your mouth and say an S.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sa. Go on. Oh, sing it now? Okay.
Now sing it using that S.
Yeah. Keep going? Okay. Okay.
Please. And remember that as you go through the phrase.
Yeah. No, I go sa. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would not do an innuendo there. I don't care what's going on. It is too low, and you got to sing.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you try it here for me, please?
Yeah. Yep.
Good. One more time.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. I take a little bit. I took a couple different breaths, but yeah.
Well, not really. It was all pretty much the same.
Okay.
You sing the first phrase in one breath.
I did, yeah. 'Cause I
Well,
needed to.
it's on one hand, without even breathing, so you didn't run out of breath. For those of you who don't know, Matt and I have worked together a little bit before, and we've talked about he should probably sing things a little bit higher. And honestly, if you can sing that phrase, you might want to consider it. You know, it makes it a little bit easier, and your vowels are actually, we can understand you better.
Yeah.
But when it's lower, it becomes convenient, and all these things can start happening to vowels.
Okay.
Yes, it's a process. You work through it, but see how it feels, because right there you can sing.
Yeah.
Can we just do one more last thing? Just I want to do la tu ne ko. No, wait a second. No, we've done that. Le monde s'endort, le monde s'endort. Right there.
Le monde s'endort dans une chaleur humaine.
Right. Lumière, mière. I don't hear the mière.
Yeah.
How does that feel up there?
Yeah, it feels good because I've been practicing it like up there. I like it because it's super like open and like I don't have to think about it as much, only because I can't think about it. If I think about it, it won't come out kind of thing. Yeah.
It depends on what your thoughts are. Or if your thoughts are about how you're going to say something and what you want to say, that's one thing.
Right.
But thinking about how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Those are the things we think about while we're practicing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what, finding out, is this really the simplest way for me to do this? Am I really breathing? Is my body supporting this? Can it support this?
Yeah.
The consonants are a little bit better from the last time I heard you, but you've got to work on these consonants to where they are part of your line. If not, you're just going to run around trying to avoid them.
Yeah.
Or lay into them and say, smack, I got it.
Yeah.
But that's what makes your voice drop and go into this thicker place.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll move on to Anastasiia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great to see you, Matt.
Yeah.
Anastasiia, you're still awake.
Yes.
What key are you singing this in?
C major.
Good. Can you tell us about the song, please, after you introduce yourself?
My name is Anastasiia Sidorova. I'm from St. Petersburg, Russia. I'm currently a student at Curtis. I have been at Curtis for a long time now, doing my master's now. This song is from a cycle called Zigeunerlieder, Gypsy Songs. And this particular song comes towards the end. And the words are, does it ever come to your mind, all those vows that you gave me, and please don't leave me, don't deceive me, you have no idea how much I love you, and if you love me the way I love you, the God's grace will come down onto you.
She sounds like quite a lady.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Kommt dir manchmal in den Sinn, mein süßes Lieb, was du einst mit Heilgemeinde mir gelobt? Kommt dir manchmal in den Sinn, mein süßes Lieb, was du einst mit Heilgemeinde mir gelobt? Täusch mich nicht, verlass mich nicht, du weißt nicht, wie lieb ich dich hab. Lieb du mich richtig, dann strömt Gottes Huld auf dich herab. Täusch mich nicht, verlass mich nicht, du weißt nicht, wie lieblich dich hab. Lieb du mich richtig, dann strömt Gottes Huld auf dich herab.
Beautiful. I've never heard Anastasiia sing. Beautiful voice, Anastasiia. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Really. So now that you've been sitting for 2 hours and you get up after you've listened to everyone else and listened to me work with everybody, you get to sing this very intimate song. Why do you think she says these things?
I think she just wants some affirmation in their relationship. I don't think it's actually a sad song. I don't think, I think that my wife, my love, doesn't love me anymore. I just think it's more like, please tell me it one more time. And almost like intimate, but with a smile. You have no idea, like you don't know how much I love you.
Uh-huh. Is she a lady from the big city?
No.
Exactly. These are gypsy songs.
Yeah.
And in Europe, the gypsies are people who are traveling around all the time.
Yeah.
You know, where I lived in France, they showed up every summer. They sometimes were the people who picked the fruit. They would find a piece of land and they would just set up, bring their caravans, their cars, their blankets, their light, their whatever, their cooking stuff, and all set it up and take over that piece of public land for a couple months. And that's where they lived.
Yeah.
So it's not a sophisticated, you know, type of mentality or personality. There's something very, very simple about it.
Yeah.
So I think the simpler you can think about how you're just going to say the words.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yes, she's got a little plan behind her saying, and I feel it sometimes where she's like, yeah, you better behave because if not,
Then it reminds me of Aleko, Rachmaninoff.
Well, right, but this is it though. This is a little bit of a suggestion, but it's never obvious.
Yeah.
The way of communicating between people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think of the type of people and their lives and how they communicate with each other. It's not necessarily going to be some sophisticated big city life.
Right.
That's simpler, which is probably a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Very beginning. Can you sing ka 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 for me 5 times?
Well, ka 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 ka.
Right. I need you to find where you can get that K to come a little bit closer to where your vowel is going to resonate, because it is too down in here, then if we get that.
Ka 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 kommt.
Right, that's your word. Because there has to be something about her. This song is very hard, I find, because it just starts out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, there's no introduction that helps set a mood. There's nothing. It's komm dir manchmal in. Komm, there's a double M. Kommt. So you need to get to the M sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Komm dir manchmal. Kommt dir. To say it that way, kommt dir. With the T.
Yeah.
Kommt dir. We're going to put the T and the D together almost as a double.
Kommt hier.
Kommt dir manchmal in den Sinn.
Okay.
All these little sounds, and if you're not over singing it, you can actually sing those consonants.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you'll find. Oh.
Kommt dir manchmal in den Sinn, mein süßes Lieb.
Good. The way you say Zeus for me sounds like Carmen. Mein Süßes, like she's going to eat him alive. Mein süßes Lieb. Innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Keep her innocent. That way we have somewhere to go. You understand what I mean? But my Jesus, it's very sexy. But she's almost like she reached over and grabbed him. Don't grab him, not yet. Save that for the other songs. Kommt.
Kommt dir manchmal in den Sinn, mein süßes Lieb.
Süßes Lieb.
Süßes Lieb.
Süßes Lieb. I hear süßes Lieb.
Süßes Lieb.
S has to stay riding up there, not süßes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Matthew? Good, he's writing things down. The first word, I need you to go to the M sooner. Come, here, come, here, come, here. You need to sing the M, it's double.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Kommt dir manchmal in den Sinn, mein süßes Lieb.
this.
Sleep.
Right, better. In den Sinn, in den Sinn, in den Sinn.
In den Sinn, mein süßes Lieb.
Right. You feel a difference?
Yes, absolutely.
Your job is, as a singer, you guys get one note and one vowel at a time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Many notes at one time. We've got pedals. We have all these things. But your job is to find out what is going to create a line that will allow you to travel. If what you create makes your energy and your sound stay with you, it's not going to go into the room. And the problem is when you guys feel that it's not going somewhere, then you decide, I'm going to push harder and make more of it go out there. And the reality of that is that it's not going to go anywhere except on top of you. Right?
Yeah.
Dear man. I hear kommt dir. I want kommt dir manchmal. Put the T and the D as one consonant, almost as a double T in Italian. All right, one more time.
Komm dir. No. Komm. Komm dir manchmal in den Sinn, mein süßes Lieb.
And the piano plays.
Was du einst mit heiliger Weide mir gelobt.
Good. With phrases like that, the way it's written, for me, there's a temptation to sit down many times along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Da-dum, which makes it really, really hard to move your voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a question, right?
Yes.
Asking a question. Questions always have to go to the end because don't you like this?
Mm-hmm.
Is this your favorite? Is this your
Yeah.
favorite? Is this your favorite? That's kind of not very friendly. This was du einst mit heiligem Eide mir gelobt. What is the tempo marking without looking at the score?
Andantino grazioso.
Brava. You make sure that there's more grazioso. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't be largo. It doesn't have to go super fast or super slow, but was du einst mit. See how they flow when you say them. But was du einst mit. That starts going vertical.
Mm-hmm.
All the line. Was
du einst mit heiliger Weide mir gelobt.
Not gelobt, gelobt.
Gelobt.
And a G, the g sound, you need to think of it where a K is.
Mm-hmm.
Gelobt, gelobt.
Gelobt.
Right. Then you're not showing everybody how you say consonants because honestly, they're just not that interesting unless it's Azucena. Or I'm save it for those ladies. Was du einst mit heiligem Eide mir gelobt. It was much better. You know the phrase, right?
Yeah.
Can you agree with that in your brain?
Yeah.
Before you do that, I know the phrase and I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to worry about it as I sing along.
Was du einst mit heiliger Weide mir gelobt.
Much better. You feel the difference?
Yes.
Then we can actually understand you. On this note, could you please sing? Just just the consonant sound. Vowel cannot go any lower than that when it comes out the door. Can you match that line? Vos. Vos. Ah. Right. Beautiful. You feel the difference?
Yes.
Good. So the next phrase is the same thing. She'll ask her question. The piano is different here with this. Do you think the tempo needs to change there?
Yeah, I think it needs to move.
But isn't the piano part already helping it to move?
Yes.
Exactly. You don't have to change anything.
Yeah.
Let it be simple. It is a folk song.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like these other Brahms songs.
Yeah.
These are special creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So this next section, Täusch mich nicht. I hear a lot of going on.
Mm-hmm.
Say it simply. You don't. Not everybody needs to feel that you've said Täusch mich nicht. It's twice as big as your vowel. I'd rather when you say Täusch mich nicht, verlass mich nicht.
Mm-hmm.
Täusch mich nicht. And it's Täusch mich nicht. Verlass mich nicht. Du weißt nicht, wie lieb ich dich habe. That's what's important. These harmonies. The middle of the bar is more interesting than the downbeat.
Yeah.
So always go to the middle. In the middle of the bar, you can take time.
Mm-hmm.
The temptation here is to go, Täusch mich nicht. And it's Täusch mich nicht. Verlass mich nicht.
Yeah.
The negative is what it's about. It's not beat me, betray me. No, it's don't betray me.
Yeah.
But make the don't part be important the way it is in German. Täusch.
I'm doing it a lot.
Well, that's. Can you say zzz for me? Zzz. Not down in here, but up here. Zzz. So all of those sounds, they need to be where that zzz sound was. No lower, no heavier. Täusch mich nicht.
Täusch mich nicht, verlass mich nicht. Du weißt nicht, wie lieb ich dich hab.
That was absolutely,
Sorry?
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You guys hear the difference?
Yes.
Got two people clapping. Oh, 3, 4, good. All your colleagues are clapping. But that, you don't need any more than that. If it's all this is going on, she sounds angry. I don't think she's angry, and I don't think she's desperate. If she's like an intelligent woman, which I think she is running the show.
Yeah.
You can be very there sweetly holding his hand and talking to him and say, "Now don't betray me. No, don't treat me badly. You don't know how much. You don't even understand how much I love you." And he's probably there shaking in his boots, like, "Ooh, she would kill me." So he's going to behave. Let's try one more time and then finish up the song. I want to hear how this Lieb du mich. What vowel is that?
Oh.
It sounds exactly like that. It has a big question in it. Oh.
Oh.
No, but it's ta, 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 ta. Sing ta, 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 ta for me. Ta, ta, ta.
Continue. Oh.
But do you feel the difference?
Yes.
Then you actually have somewhere to go. But I don't ever think that this is some grand aria. Even when you get to this. The simpler you say it,
Yeah.
the more we come to you.
Yeah.
But if it's leave you, no. Leave you, leave you. Love me the way I love you. But love me the way I love you. No. You would never, ever do that.
No.
But I provide the music to tell me what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
The music is incredibly simple. It's almost like Bach at times. Because when the pianists have these types of notes, it needs to, you want them to be able to play with you.
Yeah.
If you're pushed and pulled around too much, then it sounds like there's a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's struggling. I think she's sitting there very, very still inside.
Yeah.
She knows she's not stupid. She doesn't
Right.
have to use her voice. She doesn't have to get excited. There are plenty of songs in the whole cycle, the whole set to get excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Party it up and dancing and all the stuff that goes on in here. But when this comes, it's the stillness.
Yeah.
He just says these words. And maybe he is 100% faithful and loves her. Maybe he's not. And for her, that's okay. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes for people, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love my man, and I'm going to stay with my man. And she'll tell him these things. She doesn't, well, is he listening or not? But does it make a difference to her if he's listening? Is
No.
it going to change her life in this song, whether he really is listening to her? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
So for you to be able to find that, I want you to really think about these consonants. Because when you simplify all this, all that stuff, it's rather shocking when you, this beautiful voice you have and you put all these little sounds in between them. Keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, you have a gorgeous voice, my goodness.
Thank you.
So keep it simple and easy. This Lieb, sing from Lieb du mich. Right there, that's a special little note, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
That mich on the word for her.
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Yeah.
It's got to be directed to his heart.
Yeah.
Okay, right there.
Too much mich.
That's like when we tell people in English to be quiet. Shh. That's the famous sound at Carnegie Hall when people start coughing. When they start coughing, then you hear other people going shh, shh. One more time. What's your vowel? Know it before you sing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look for it. You know what it is. The more still you can be inside, the more powerful the song will be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm very happy to have heard you.
Thank you so much for working with me.
Thank you. And we have one more. Is Miss Sage here? Where'd she go? Lord, these little blocks move all over the place. I never know. There they are. You have to unmute yourselves. You're gonna unmute yourself. There, if we go.
Yeah, sorry, there was a lot of moving of chairs and furniture and
We'd love to hear all these technical things.
yeah, it is. It's interesting.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sage DeAgro-Ruopp, and I'm also a student at Curtis, and I haven't been there as long as Anastasia and Sophia and Patrick, but going on year 4 now.
Okay.
And I would like to sing Ich Schwebe by Strauss.
Okay.
Oh, there's my note. Okay. Ich schwebe wie auf einen Goldwagen, der kaum berührt mein Fuß. In meinem Ohren hör ich klingen wie der Gelaten Scheinegroß. Das tönt so lieblich mild und leise, das spricht so sanft und rein. Ich lull die nachgeklungene Weise in wachschweren Traum mich ein. Mein schämend Aug, in des mich fühlen dieses System der Erinnerungen. Seht meine Falten umgehangen, mein Lachendick well, the ending, but hello.
Hey, that's amazing after sitting there for 2.5 hours.
Ah, yeah, I'm actually surprised how that came out.
In a
If
good
I'm
way.
being honest.
What?
I'm actually surprised about how that came out.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way.
Good, good. You see how powerful your mind is.
Yes.
I understand that this situation is completely unnatural, but just like if someone calls you at 10 o'clock in the morning or at 9:30 and says, the soprano who's supposed to sing the rehearsal this morning is sick, maestro, need someone, could you please come? I promise you, you'd get dressed, put on your makeup and show up and sing your tail off.
I
So
would probably better than if I had been preparing, honestly.
no, exactly. But that's the thing. We all have to deal with these stupid situations. Auditions are unnatural. You know, singing outside is unnatural at times when there are bugs, when there's wind. Sing on Zoom after waiting around for 2 hours. That's also not fun. So, but I'm going to ask you the same types of things I asked Sophia.
Okay.
Because with this piece,
Mm-hmm.
even more than Morgen, and Morgen is already hard enough,
Yeah.
that if you don't send the clearest message
Mm-hmm.
about your tempo,
Mm-hmm.
about your attitude towards the way you say things,
Mm-hmm.
that I promise you, who's ever over there trying to play the piano part, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Because if there's ever been an awkward song, this one wins the prize.
Yes.
I put this one up there with Befreit. That no matter how many times I have played Befreit with the most extraordinary people in the world, there's always a vocal issue in that song, just like there are vocal issues in this song,
Yes.
which is very typical of Strauss, that, you know, if you're a sensitive collaborator or an accompanist, you listen to people and to see how they feel, to make sure you guys are happy. That to me is my job. I need to accompany you well. Even if you're falling down drunk, I still need to find a way to make you stand up straight and look good as we go out the door. So we're very far from any problems with that, but I want to know what your spirit is when this thing starts. What's really get specific.
Well, I view it as this ethereal, it's a,
If you had to pick something that just happened before, was it a car wreck that you were in?
Looking back on a moment with a lover, a time with a love.
So
Yeah.
if you got a new puppy, how would you feel?
Sorry?
If you got a new puppy, how would you feel?
Oh no, this is a human.
Well, but what if it were a puppy?
It would be very different.
Would it be happy?
Yes. Well, I'm allergic. So that complicates things.
Or that backfired on me big time. Okay, we won't be trying puppies with Sage. Oh, Lord.
I understand what you were trying to say, though.
Is there a certain food that you love to eat, Sage? Is there anything, when you see it, you're like, oh, and it makes you want to run to it?
Yes, I did this with deviled eggs the other day.
Okay. Then I need you to find that feeling that the moment that you saw them, that's where you have to sing from the first phrase.
Okay.
Not that you've made your decision, you've assaulted the deviled eggs, and you've just devoured them.
No.
This is
No devouring.
wow, that it's much more, the chase is much more interesting than the capture.
It's
The
true.
journey getting someplace is much more interesting than the arrival. Even though the arrival can be fun, the journey itself should be more fun.
Yeah.
This is what we need here with this. Ich schwebe wie auf Engelschwingen, die Erde kauert mein Fuß. There's a sweet, seductive, experienced innocence.
Yes.
It's all those things mixed together. She's not Carmen. She's not bragging. She's not, there's a sweet side to it.
Yeah.
Look at the tempo marking that he writes. Zart bewegt.
Moves.
Sweetly moving. That's all.
Okay.
Try.
Ich schwebe wie auf Engelschwingen, die Erde kaum berührt mein Fuß.
That's already better. Already better.
Okay.
Going back to what Patrick sang earlier with a bum bum tium bum. The three lifted. 3, 1, 2, 3. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
3, 1. 3, 1. Ich schwebe wie. Then you go. Ich schwebe wie auf. And then move. In a waltz, the second beat is always early.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You get that in this song. You understand that mathematical rhythmic side of it. Then the pianist can play with you and you can sing with the pianist.
Yes.
But if you have your concept of 3 and they're over there, do you play the piano at all?
I should play more than I do, but I am familiar.
Because this piece to play on the piano is
no. Oh yeah. I am, yes.
Train wreck more times than I care to discuss. But that way you can get the 2 sounds to come out. And say ich schwebe, ich schwebe, schwebe, no, schwebe, not from below. Can you sing a V for me on this note, please? Make sure that there's not too much pressure from here to do that, because you need to feel the pressure, the support in your body. And this is, then the rest of your body says, I'm on break, bye.
Yeah.
You have people up here that are doing the job.
Okay. Do it.
What is that vowel?
Closed E.
Thank you.
Ich schwebe auf Morgen, die Erde kommt, berührt mein Fuß.
Good. Let's try it one more time. Good. Try it one more time. I want you to take more time on the third beat of every measure.
Third beats.
All the third beats. I want you to make sure you're really singing.
Okay.
And that you get to the second beats as soon as you can.
Okay. Ich schwebe wie auf ein Goldmorgen, die Erde kommt, berührt mein Fuß. In meinen Ohren hör ich klingen, wie der Galoppen Schein.
You feel a difference?
Yeah.
That way, the line is always moving when it needs to move, and that you're never rushing into a downbeat.
Okay.
Because in the waltz, if we go 1, 2, 3, 1.
Right. People
Really not very 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Okay.
Get to 2 soon, take your time on 3, and then land very elegantly on 1 every time.
Okay.
Not heavily, but elegantly. And Mr. Strauss is a genius, so he knew exactly what he was doing with that.
Yes.
Little, when you come in on in meinen Ohren, come in on the second beat, which means you need to be early.
Right. Okay.
So after berührt mein Fuß, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. In meinen Ohren, in meinen Ohren.
Okay.
Songs like this, I practice saying the words out loud, making sure that I can do that thing that I'm telling you with rhythm, that you go early to 2 and you take time in 3.
Yes.
Because if someone can waltz going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and hitting down every time, it's misery for you guys. Okay? Right there in.
Okay.
Good. One little spot. In meinen Ohren hör ich klingen, You need to sing those third beats. You don't sing them, you kind of, But what's going on underneath you is going to cause people to jump.
Oh.
And you don't want to upset. Make it simple. Right there again. Third beats are broad. Good. Go ahead. Change. Good. You've probably heard me during this class when da 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 da.
Oh.
Das tun. I like things when a consonant, as I call them, they go subterranean. Da, from down below like that. There better be a real dramatic reason for it.
Yeah.
But to say, das tönt so lieblich mild und leise, das spricht so zart und rein. It's a beautiful dance.
Okay.
And there's nothing more intimate, honestly, than dancing.
I love dancing.
If you're with the right person and you're dancing, it doesn't have to be sexual.
No.
But it can truly be the most sensual thing ever. And the energy of that creates the ability to not touch the ground.
Right.
That for this, when we have these harmonies though. Whatever you're saying on klung, there is a dissonance there that is extraordinarily sexy. And then it goes and finishes very simply.
Okay.
Right. Keep it simple on that harmony. This harmony is going somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't resolved to sing it as if it's that. Das tönt da.
Das tönt so lieblich mild und leise, das spricht so zart und rein.
Good. Question. I need you to go to the second beat early in every bar.
Oops. Okay.
Because it's turning into 3 equal beats and we can't dance that way. Good. You feel a difference?
Yes.
You've got to know where those second beats are.
I do.
If you can do it like that and you understand that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, there is a sensuality to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be explained to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's part of dancing. You can dance with someone, it can be perfect dancing, but it doesn't feel like anything. And then someone else you dance with and you're like, whoa, what's going on here?
Uh-huh.
You know? That's what this song needs to be about. It's like, oh, what just happened?
Yeah.
What did we just witness? Now, we have Sophie from Rosenkavalier who all of a sudden shows up when this finishes on This is the presentation of Rose right here.
Yeah.
And look which beat you come in on.
2.
Right. So dum da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, mein Dum.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Exactly. You got to come in, you got to bring that energy in. And he says, ausdrucksvoll, so expressive, but below that, etwas fließender.
Yes. Moving, flowing.
Somewhat moving. So you got to move this section because we have a big retard coming later on.
Okay.
Okay, so I need you to conduct from ein for me, please. One, two, if you sing mich, mich, ein, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, mine. Okay?
All right. All right.
Do you do the piano part?
Yep. Oof, that was one. So we got, I'm going to just give myself a bar. One. Sorry, I lost the conducting, but I'm sure there are things to say about that, so.
Well, your conducting is, you and Sophia really should probably not conduct together because
We
I don't
probably shouldn't conduct together.
really quite understand where we need to be, but I'm sure if you practice it will become a little more precise.
Yeah, I got a lot of hand, I know, I think.
I know you have your team over there. I should put them behind you so I could see them. Mein Schiff. You hear all those colors in there.
Yeah.
To go from this and I would take a breath after fühlen.
Yes. Oh, okay.
In the des, in des mich. Can you sing those 3 notes for me, please?
In des mich.
Your D for des is too, it doesn't match the line, so des is a very spread out sound.
Okay. In des mich.
Des is resonating, the E vowel is resonating way too low. Matthew, pay attention to this.
In des mich.
So wherever the N is, in the, it goes right to it.
In des mich. Okay.
Because it's a very short amount of time to get those notes to resonate. Low, all of a sudden it's very low after you've been up high.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure when you drop down after Aug, in des mich, the in is early and mich is early. In des mich.
Yeah.
Okay? Mein Schimmel. What does he write down there? When you start this ohne Falten, ohne Hühlen, what is he writing?
To be a bit reluctant.
Wieder ein wenig zurückhaltend.
The
tempo is going to be pulled back. Each one of the gestures after melodie, C, and look at Z, it's on the second beat. 1 C. That way you have all the wonderful time in the world. He loved you ladies, and with voices like yours, for my goodness sake, he wants to hear you sing up there as long as you can.
Okay.
But it has to be planned before. It's not just all of a sudden a fermata on the A sharp. It's every phrase. Ohne Faden, ohne Hirn, mein Then it goes on, it's like a butterfly, it just goes away.
Oh, yes.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
Mine shimmered one more time. Right.
So hard.
The high A sharp, is there a crescendo on that note?
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fill out your beans up there, and then when you try to come back down, you can't sing in your upper middle voice well.
Okay, I won't crescendo.
Mine shall lead. And what happens on leap? What's the tempo marking?
Gradually flowing.
Exactly. We have an accelerando there.
Mm-hmm.
Allmählich wieder der Fließende. So we're going back to our tempo. So by the time the piano comes in, when you sing ziehen, your last word, that's got to be tempo. We're trying to get back to the tempo at the very beginning. And this broadening you did was perfect.
Okay.
Come on, pianists and instrumentalists are not going to assume that you guys have ever looked at the score. Sad to say, but they think that you're worried about how you're going to sing everything and your pretty high notes and blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you need to be ahead of the game. You're a smart lady. You have a beautiful voice. You can get in here with this, know where every last one of these tempo changes exist. Because it's while you're holding a note.
Yes.
After my I can't leave. That's where it should start moving.
I'm fine with it moving there.
Right, but there's nothing that you can do about that. So you have to make sure that it's clear if you need to talk about it. Okay, can we please start, Mein Lächeln vorüberziehen. Then you're out of there. You don't have to build up that pressure in your voice. Because if it gets slower, you build up pressure.
Yes.
You feel that? I have one question for you when you sing, Mein Schi. What is going on there?
What do you mean what's going on?
It sounds like Mein Schi, and your voice sounds like your voice is going all over the place, but your mind is leading it there. You have a solution. Mein Schi. Your voice can sing that vowel there. You can sing that vowel. It's tall. Let it be tall, but don't try to, don't disappear. Try that.
Sorry. Okay.
But it's getting to the note. It's getting to shimmered.
Yeah.
What is the dynamic marking there?
They're forte, mezzo forte.
The mezzo forte.
Yeah.
I would say that F sharp is probably the loudest you could sing an F sharp. Or as loud as I'd want to hear you sing an F sharp.
That one was?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I want you to find something that's got a little more flexibility in it.
Okay.
That's all, just flexibility. Once you, this is something Leah and team say all the time, honey, if it's not flexible, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You give up your flexibility. And that didn't mean coloratura, that meant flexibility on a note.
Mm-hmm.
You could move in and out of it. Good. Look what's in the piano part when you sing in des mich. What's the next note? What's the direction?
To
You see the
Zeus.
diminuendo?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's only Strauss who could pull that off. All these little colors in there. It'll keep you more flexible. I know you guys have to sing. I get all that. But it doesn't mean you have to sing out with every bit of sound that you have.
Yeah.
And Lord knows you know how to sing. We don't have to worry about that part.
Oh my, huh?
I'm very happy to have heard you and got to work with you. Thank you so much for this. Keep thinking about it. It's a perfect song. Perfect song. Blair, I'm finished.
Bravo, bravo. Thank you so much, Mark.